Yes, sir. What is going on, y'all? 420 Ed out here with another live for everybody out here. We're just going to be talking about, and specifically today, we're going to be talking about these. We're going to be talking about cartridges, guys. Pods, carts, anything vaporizer form in uh, the cannabis community. So, a lot of people don't know this, but yeah, I mean, I'm a pretty big cart smoker. I mean, you guys probably do know. It's not that I think about it. I mean, you guys have probably seen my videos. If you guys have seen my videos, you guys know that I have a couple carts on there. I do dabs. I do stuff like that, right? But today I want to be talking about the dangers in the convenience that comes with these guys right here, right? With these cartridges. Now, this right here, this cart is an OG Kush from Stizzy, and this is recreational. This has all its stuff, right? Barcode, everything. This is from the dispensary. So that's just one thing I would like to say right now. This card here is from the dispensary. All right. Now, one thing I do want to go into before I start talking about these cards is that I appreciate everybody that's been rocking with me in my lives, in my videos, showing appreciation, showing love. I appreciate that and I love you guys for that. But yeah, let's go ahead and hop into this cart video. So look, right here, we have what is considered a stizzy, and this is a vaporizer in the cannabis community that is super, super, super motherfucking, um, what you could call it, I guess, famous, special. A lot of people know about this. The stizzies have had a lot of controversies around them, especially surrounding the street game, and this is what we're going to be talking about today: the vaporizers on the streets, guys, and why the convenience of those vaporizers on the streets, these right here, right? Because this could look like a street cart. It isn't. But yeah, why these here are dangerous in the eyes of, and should be dangerous in the eyes of the cannabis community when it comes to certain things that are done with these on the street. Like, first of all, guys, I don't know if you guys know, we're starting off the live first, so let's go ahead and take a little hit of this. Get it going with a little hit. That's really the only way I could get it out, guys. Either that way or down below. So I might do that one later on. But yeah, guys. So yeah, we're gonna start with the fact that on the street, a lot of these brands right here, including Stizzy and other brands, are always faked, guys. So just because you guys see a recommendable brand or something that you guys have might seen your friends that always go to the dispensary smoke on, it doesn't mean that these are completely real, right? If you have one that you got from a homie that said, "Hey man, I know somebody from the company. They hooked me up. I got the back door. I got a box of this bitch." Guys, that kind of stuff does not happen. I'm sorry to burst the bubble of some of you guys that might be trusting some people out there that are not very trustworthy in general. But yeah, just to let you guys know, nobody in the real facilities are going to be able to give these out. These are all going for recreational sale. These are all going for people that are going to be buying at dispensaries, the real ones, right? Now, like I said before, a lot of these real brands are faked all the time, such as Stizzy, such as Arrow, such as Raw Garden, such as a lot of these big brands that a lot of people know about, right? Mammoth Labs, throw them in there, right? A lot of these brands, man, that are super well known have a lot of fake stuff. And I'm not saying that the brands in the dispensaries have fake stuff, y'all. Y'all got to listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying that these brands, in and of themselves, their packaging and all of their hardware is faked all of the time. So, what I mean by that is people in China or wherever the hell they get these stuff from, right? Most likely China, and that's what I've seen most of. Those people out there, they're quick with the stuff, man. That's why some of these dispensary brands have to go ahead and renew their not renew, but change all of their stuff pretty on the basic level. Just to say it like this, it's like all the time they're changing their stuff, their proprietary batteries, and the way that pods look, what side the stizzy's on, and all that shit, and all types of crap, right? And the reason for this, guys, is so that you guys could be able to differentiate the true from the fake, because these brands out there that are getting faked, they're getting faked to the point where some people are not understanding or not realizing that they're not the real brands. Even some people that go to the dispensary might be able to get fooled, right? If you're not the most informed and all that stuff. So that's the first thing that I want to go ahead and talk about. I want to talk about the fact that, yeah, a lot of these brands are getting faked. The packaging for them, again, hardware for them, everything is getting faked, and people are putting whatever oil they want in there, right? And that's a big problem, guys, because whenever they're putting whatever oil they want in there, us as a cannabis community, we lose, right? That's just the best way to put it. We lose as a cannabis community. We lose not only control in the stuff that we put in our lungs, but we lose a lot of, trust in the people that we, may be trusted in, or stuff like that, along the way, the people that still buy on the streets. So what I'm trying to say here is, yeah, first of all, just because you see a brand out on the street that looks real, that looks legit, that you've seen some friends that go to the dispensary smoke on, and some motherfuckers on the streets are selling the same thing, like same packaging, same thing, unless they got it from the dispensary, guys, which is illegal anyway, most likely those stuff, they're faked, right? A lot of these brands are fake. So you're going to be grabbing stuff on the street that looks real, like the Muha meds and all that stuff. That Muha meds is going crazy around a lot of this West Coast right now, because it is a real brand, guys. And this is the way that they do this. Again, they grab real brands. They say, all right, man, well, this is a good, pretty notarized real brand. And then we're going to go ahead and start making these little packages and the hardware for these brands, so that we can go ahead and sell these on the street, and whoever the hell can buy them and fill them up with whatever they want, make some money off of it, right? So yes, it is the distributors that make these packagings fault, but also a big thing that we're not talking about right now is whoever the hell is making those carts on the street, man, are doing a big injustice to the cannabis community as we know it. Because for any of you that don't know, all this stuff is cut with something, right? And what I mean by that is they have to get the viscosity on these correct. And the viscosity is just, basically, the consistency. So the viscosity has to be correct before they're able to put this into this cartridge, so that you're able to inhale and smoke without it getting out of the top, or it not being able to vaporize because the viscosity is not right? The consistency is not right. So these are cut with terpenes, right? These are cut with terpenes, and that's what they do to them. They usually, they'll go ahead and they'll extract it with butane or propane, right? The BHOs or the PHOs. They'll extract that. They'll heat it back up, right, until you get all the THC, and they then add some stuff back into it to make it taste and smell better and all that stuff, right? But here's the thing, guys. At the dispensaries, they have a certain limit of what they can put inside of it, how much they could put inside of it, and what they can cut it with. They have regulations, is what we call them, right? Out on the street, the guy making them in his freaking garage or making them in his basement, he has no regulations, as you could imagine. So he's going to cut it with whatever is going to give him the right viscosity / consistency, right? So he'll cut it with stuff like vitamin E. Vitamin E oil has been found in a lot of cartridges. Vitamin B oil has been found in a lot of cartridges. And these are just some of the few things that have been found that are just, are just now getting tested onto people, and realizing that, okay, yeah, after these medical tests, they're realizing, okay, yeah, these vitamin E and vitamin B oils are horrible for people, because they leave a film of oil on your lungs. They leave a film of that vitamin on your lung, because it's the vitamin oil that they sometimes have found traces of inside of these cartridges. So because of that, now we have us dealing with some stuff over something that shouldn't be, right? Like there's stuff that first of all shouldn't even be in there, right? And then we have stuff like non-natural terpenes, right? So we got stuff that are people on the street, they're probably going to put stuff that tastes good in it too, right? They're not going to want their shit to taste like crap, right? They need to sell it somehow. So they're going to put extra terpenes in there. They're going to make it taste amazing. They're going to make it taste like the best cart you've ever had. And why is that? Why can it taste that way? Because they have no regulations. They could put however many terpenes they want in there, whatever terpenes they want in there, untrue to the cannabis plant or not, to that strain or not, and they're going to throw it in there because you're going to buy it, because you're going to like the smell, you're going to like the taste, you're going to like the effect that it gives you, I guess, and you're going to buy it from them, right? And that is a concerning thing, right? Because nowadays, and I talked about this in my other video, the spray packs, those are getting real popular because people are starting to realize, oh shit, like this shit smells better, all this crap. Like they say it tastes better, all this crap. Oh, well, that's the thing, guys. You're tasting and you're smelling fake terpenes, right? They're non-cannabis derived terpenes. They're not terpene slash flavor profile that's going to be inside the true cannabis. So now you're smoking on something that is not true to the cannabis plant at all, right? And that's the problem with it, guys. That you guys are overly consuming certain terpenes inside of these fake cartridges on the street. So it's basically the same as smoking a fucking vape cart. Those little those little vapes that they sell at any gas station or smoke shop, right? The nicotine ones. Those have a lot of flavor in them, right? If you smell somebody walk past you and they just hit one of those, right? You'll smell it like whatever the hell it is, a cotton candy, or you'll smell whatever the hell it is, right? You'll smell the flavor of it, the fruit punch or fucking watermelon that might smell like green apple or something. Well, that's the thing. That's the kind of same terpenes that they're trying to put into these cartridges on the street. And people are unaware of it, and they're going ahead and buying it from the people that they trust on the street. And, I'm pretty sure that a lot of the part of those vape cartridges, first of all, nothing but air is good for your lungs. Obviously, everybody should know this already. But I feel like a lot of those, effects from the popcorn lungs is what people call the people that smoke vapes a lot. They're calling them popcorn lungs now in the medical field, right? They're seeing a lot of abrasion in these lungs of people that smoke these nicotine products like vapes and stuff. And I am no doctor, but I seem to think I think that a lot of that stuff has got to be caused by partially the fact that they're consuming so much terpenes in there, right? All those fake flavor profiles, and it's just bubble gum and all this crap that they put in candy. And it's like, that shouldn't be inhaled, right? If we know we're not supposed to eat that much sugar with that much flavoring and, all that crap in there, maybe it's not a good idea to inhale that kind of stuff either. And so that's what a lot of people aren't realizing, right? There's a lot of those same terpenes that they use for those vape cartridges, those vapes that they have in the street that are nicotine. They'll use on real cartridges on the street too, right? Those same guys that are making these somewhere in their freaking basement, right? They're going to be going ahead and throwing some of the best stuff that you might already be familiar with, because some of the people that smoke these are the same people that smoke vape cartridges, right? I personally do not smoke vapes. I don't smoke any nicotine products. I don't smoke tobacco at all. The thing is, though, is that those flavor profiles, they're going to be very, I don't know, soothing to some people. I guess you could say familiar to some people, because they're going to realize, oh my goodness, that this tastes so good. Let me keep hitting this freaking cart. Let me keep hitting this freaking cart. And, it's just a bad thing, all of those terpenes in there. It's the same thing as hitting your vape, right? A whole bunch of times. It's just like, it's not good for you. And another thing I want to talk about, guys, is the pesticides that these turn into, right? Once some of these flavor profiles / terpenes are going ahead and heating up inside of these vape cartridges or vape pods or whatever the hell it might be, right? They turn into certain pesticides that are, again, a pesticide. That's not very good for you. It's horrible for you, right? So they turn into certain pesticides, and that shit is horrible. Like, you don't want to smoke on any pesticides whatsoever. So a lot of times people don't realize, yeah, you're smoking on not only pesticides that could already be in the residuals of the BHO slash PHO that they have extracted, you're smoking also on, you know, the residuals of that terpene that could leave by. They have certain, you know, pesticides as well. And so you're kind of getting fucked both ways is how I look at it. It's horrible, right, to say it like that, but it's like if you're gonna smoke on street cartridges, that's what you should expect. You should expect uh, to be basically smoking on something that's not, you know, and we're not gonna use the word real. We're gonna use the word well, we can use the word real, right? Yeah. It's not a real cart. It's not from the dispensary. They're not regulated. Let's use the word regulated. They're not a regulated cart. They don't have certain lab tests that they go through to make sure that you're not smoking on bull crap, or in some states, not too much of that bull crap, because some states don't really care. They'll let some pesticides go in, even in the dispensaries, but that's a whole different talk. But yeah, I mean, either way, you're going to be smoking on stuff that you don't want to inhale in your body, right? Stuff can be a little bit cleaner than it is inside of these vape cartridges, especially in the street, guys. And that's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. When you guys think about when we grew up, right? You know, a lot of people here that will watch this video, watch this live, you know, we could probably agree that we weren't of age when we started smoking. We were probably somewhere around teenagers, maybe even younger, some of us. And so that's what kind of concerns me in this new cannabis era is, right, the kids that want to try a little joint or something after a football game or after school or whenever the hell, right? And you know, a lot of the stuff back then was all weed, and it was all real weed. It was mostly growers stuff, you know, and it was handed down to other people that would sell it, sure, yeah, but it was usually pretty good stuff. Now I'm pretty worried about these kids and anybody else that's smoking on, cause not just kids, but especially the kids, because they don't know what the hell's going on. But anybody else, also adults that are smoking on these cartridges on the street, because they have no clue what's going to happen to them, right? Like over a span of time, once you get pretty used to getting stuff for a certain price, you're going to see at the dispensary prices, and you're going to be like, I don't know if that's okay. I'm just going to keep going to my plug, right? He gives them to me for $20 or $25 or whatever the case might be, versus going to the dispensary getting, you know, what they would consider getting fucked over on the price. But a lot of them don't see the regulation sides of it. They don't see what they're really putting into their body. Obviously, they can't know what they're putting into their body, especially if they're getting their stuff from the street, right? I mean, you just have no clue what you're putting in your body. You would have no clue, y'all, right? I mean, it would just be like, you know, it would just be like you smoking, and a lot of kids dislike this right now, which is kind of wild, but yeah, it would just be like you smoking and you not knowing what the hell's going on, right? Like it's like nobody smokes a cigarette without knowing it's a cigarette. So why should somebody smoke these without knowing what's in there, right? That's how I look at it, right? Like if there should be some type of regulation towards this, people should have at least some education, because if you're gonna be smoking on them either way, at least have the education about it. Because I think a lot of people, once they get the education behind it, they're probably not gonna want to smoke them either way, right? They're like, maybe I should spend the extra 10, 5, 10 bucks, $15 in the dispensary to get a real, especially cart or vaporizer, because I don't want to risk my life over cannabis on the street, right? And that's what I get to a lot of my videos. A lot of my videos and lives get to that kind of, you know, subject of trying to just inform people, trying to educate people on certain things that maybe some people might not know, certain things that maybe some people do know, but don't know to the full extent of it. I know a lot of this stuff, and I know a lot of, you know, information about this kind of stuff. So if you guys ever have any questions, of course, go ahead and come into my lives, come into my videos, and go into the chats and type out whatever you guys want. Any questions, you know, I'll definitely have an answer for you guys. If I don't have the answer, I'll look it up and I'll get back with you guys with an answer, because that's what I want. I want to not only educate myself, I want to go ahead and educate everybody else, I wanna make sure that I know my stuff before I educate, but of course I want to make sure that anybody and everybody that I can reach to and give this knowledge, I'm gonna give the knowledge to them, right? Because I don't want to be out here just one of these guys that just smokes to smoke or that just talks to talk, right? I want to be giving out informational stuff that people could use in their everyday lives if they use these type of products, right? So far, guys, we are 20 minutes into the stream, and we have had nobody come in, and that is all good, guys. I know that I am doing this midday right now. I had nothing to do today, so I did not expect many people in here. But yeah, there's been nobody here, and that's all good because people are still going to be watching this later on whenever I do release it. So I'm not opposed to continue going for a little while longer. 420 Ed. Piff said 420 Ed. What's good, Piff? Man, I thought nobody was in here. Dude, it's just saying nobody's here. Hey, Ed, Crumblewick. Hey, what's going on, y'all? Hell yeah, man. It's good to see you guys, dude. Yeah, I don't know how long you guys have been on here, but I've just been talking about these cartridges right here, right? Not these in specific, not the Stizzy brand, but what people get on the street, how they can stay away from certain things um, that are bad for them, right? And my advice to these people is just to get stuff from the street, so you guys don't have to worry about certain things that might be put into these street cards, right, guys? I'm pretty sure you guys could agree with that. But it's good to see you guys in here, man. It's nice to have people in here, y'all. But yeah, I mean, as a whole, guys, what we're talking about right now is really just right. I think, to be honest, it's the culture. We're talking about the culture here. We're talking about the fact that only one live today, Ed, chilling and smoking. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Nice to see you, Syntax. I'm glad to see all you guys here, man. You guys are the men for being out here rocking with me. That's awesome. If any of you guys want to chat with me, I mean, I'll be okay with sending down the link if I could, you know, if I could figure out how to do that right now. If you guys could teach me, I'll go ahead and drop the link if one of you guys want to talk to me, or just talk about it with me. But yeah, right now I'm just talking about the fact that a lot of people don't know what they're smoking on the street, guys. They don't know what the pesticides and stuff that can come with some of the terpenes that they're throwing into some of these cartridges on the street, right? They don't know what they're throwing into some of these the wax itself, right? They could be throwing certain cutters, right, slash thinners to get the right viscosity slash you know um, consistency in these cartridges to be able to put them in there. And a lot of these things that they're cutting it with, right, to make the viscosity slash consistency, right, is fucking with people's lungs. And a lot of people are starting to see that now, right? They're doing consistently more and more medical exams on these type of cartridges, and especially the cannabis cartridges, and why they're bad for you. And even the vapes, right, guys? Like, if you're getting street cards, right? Because I don't get street cards. If you're getting street cards, be very careful, because you guys got to think about vapes, right? Just nicotine vapes, a straight old nicotine vape. I said this just a little bit earlier, but now that we have people in here, I'll go ahead and say it again. Yeah, I mean, it's basically, you got to think about the same terpene or flavor profile that they're putting into those little vapes that people smoke around and stuff like that. They're putting them into these cartridges on the street when they're not regulated, right? When these are not made in real facilities that are going to go end up in dispensaries, and before that be lab tested. Um, there's people that are making these in their home, and some of them make them the right way. I won't knock some of these people. Some of them do it okay, but 97% of these motherfuckers don't care what they're putting in your cartridges on the street. They'll make them at home, and they'll put in whatever. They'll put in stuff to harm you guys. So always just make sure that, just keep that in mind, guys. I would hate for anybody on here to even trust somebody, and then all of a sudden you guys are like, man, dude, guess what? I remember back to your live, and yeah, it happened to me. I hate for them like that to happen. That's why I just love saying this kind of stuff, so that people are a little bit more aware of the kind of stuff that they're putting into our cartridges slash vaporizers in the cannabis community, especially on the street, the people that are plugs making them and stuff. Syntax has some input. He says street cards can be way worse. Could be bought on Temu from China with terrible chemicals. Yeah. Yeah. Street cards are way worse for you than I mean, everybody should know this, right? Like, in any recreational state, they're gonna give you a lab test before they're able to put that badge through to any dispensary, right? So we're gonna test all the oil before they go ahead and, or all the flour, all this crap, right? Just to make sure that they don't have any residuals in their chemicals, pesticides, mold, crap that could harm you, right? And at the end of the day, I think that is a big thing, especially with these things, right? We're talking about these in specific. These need to be regulatory, right? You can't just get these off of the street, guys. Like, think back to what they're doing with the vapes. Again, I'll bring them back up. Those aren't the best for you. And like my guy Syntax just said, he brought up China with the terrible chemicals, right? They probably bought from Timo off of China, right? And that's the funny thing, guys. When you think about your vapes, most of these vapes, nicotine wise, are made in China or in other places. But either way, they have no regulations, guys. They can put in however terpenes they want. They have, no problem with putting in whatever they want because, most of the time they make them in different countries and then they export them over here, and they're horrible for you, right? You think about all the terpene profiles that they put in there. They got to be bad for you, right? We know that the nicotine itself is horrible, right? And then whatever they cut their stuff with is probably shitty as fuck. But then think about just the amount of flavoring that they put. I mean, somebody hits that and they walk past you, you smell that smell for a good while. I mean, especially if there's some wind, like, you'll get that smell. It's strong. There's strong terpenes that they put in those things, guys. You could basically expect the same thing off of the street, guys, is what I would say. I'd say expect the same thing off the streets. Yeah, the cart might taste amazing. Yeah, it might do its job and get you high, but it's because of all those pesticides. Those pesticides are getting you high. It's not the true cannabis, guys, and it's not the true cannabis-derived terpenes that they're putting in there that should be in there that you're smoking. You're smoking stuff that most likely is in vapes, right? Most likely isn't stuff that, you probably don't even smoke in the first place. Some guys that I know smoke carts from the street, and yet they smoke no nicotine, they smoke no tobacco, they smoke no vapes, and yet they're okay with getting a cart from the street because they think that, the people that they're getting from are reliable sources. And I'm here to tell you guys right now, it's just hard to say it like this, but you guys just can't really trust just anybody. You guys got to make sure that you guys go to a real grower and get your stuff. I know a lot of people in here right now are growers, so just do that. And if not, if you're getting some of these vaporizers right here in specific, like we're speaking about right now, go ahead and get them from the dispensary, guys. You guys don't want to risk your life over some cannabis, right? Especially not in the vaporized form. Don't risk your life over that, guys. It just makes no sense, right? It's just way more safe for you to be, um, you know, 1,000% sure that at least it went through a lab test than, oh shit, I don't know who the hell made this cart, right? I'm smoking on it, but fuck it, right? It gets me high. It's like, that's not okay, guys, right? Another 2 weeks of veg, then I can flip. Piff, yes sir. Piff. Shout out to Piff with his grow. He knows what he's doing, y'all. Shout out to Crumble. Shout out to Syntax. All you guys that are still here, man. Shout out to every one of you guys. But yeah, I mean, to be honest, guys, this is what I'm talking about today. We're talking about uh, the culture of the cannabis community kind of being a little bit tainted with not only these spray packs that I talked about in my last live, but these cartridges that are getting this. Specifically, I feel like more and more dangerous because the people on the street are starting to make them more and more appealing. They make them a lot better tasting and stuff like that. And a lot of people say that do smoke on them than the carts that I let them smoke that are from the dispensary that are mine. Right? What I'm saying is I have friends that'll tell me, dude, I just hit your cart, like it just doesn't taste as good as mine. And I'm just like, bro, like they're throwing so much terpenes in there, like it's gonna be hard to taste the same. And plus, I don't like all the terpenes, guys. If I can get the true cannabis-derived terpenes in every single one of my carts, I'll go ahead and do that because I don't want to taste fake shit in my lungs. I just don't, right? It's just not what I want. If I did, I'd smoke vapes as well. Wish I could upload images in chat. LOL. Basement's a jungle. Hey, Syntax, if you wanna, like I said before, guys, if any of you guys wanna jump on here with me, I'm just talking about this topic that obviously is pretty it's pretty it's pretty heavy topic right now in the cannabis community. But if any of you guys want to jump in on here, show your guys' grow, get me some more minutes on my live, I would no doubt be okay with that. Yeah, I'd be happy with it as a matter of fact. But yeah, you guys should just let me know in the chat. Let me know if any of you guys would want to. But yeah, guys, as I was saying, especially in the street, you guys got to be careful with this type of packaging too, because these are faked all the time, guys. Any packaging that they want to fake, they can fake easily. You just get your hand on one real one, and you can fake all the fake ones. I mean, you can fake all the ones that you want on it, right? Just get the right font, get the right color on there, and people will think that you have the right thing, the real thing, and they could just be filling these bitches up in basements with whatever oil they have, which is what they do, guys. This happens all the time. I've seen Stizzies on the street. I've seen Aero Pros on the street. I've seen a whole bunch of crap on the street that's real. They're real brands in certain states of Muhammad's. But you know damn well, man, if you're getting it off the street, man, it's a very minuscule chance that somebody went out of their way to go and grab it from the dispensary with tax and everything to go and sell it to you with even more tax. It's super, super, super slim chances, guys. I mean, it just makes no sense, right? They're wanting to save a buck as much as they're trying to make one off of you, right? So they're getting them for dirt cheap and then selling to you for 4 times the amount that they get it for, right? Probably getting them for $5 each, and then they're going ahead and they're selling them to you for $30. I mean, it's just how it works, guys. It's just how business works. A lot of these guys, I've seen how they work, and I've seen their business behind it and their reasoning behind why they put a certain price on everything. And just know that if you're paying more than $30 for a car on the street, it's most likely because they just paid more for it. Doesn't mean that you're getting better stuff. It just means that they just paid more for that car. You know? They're killing the market with the knockoff bullshit. Yes, sir, Piff. Piff 1000 is always on the mark, guys, and I'll say this over and over again, but Piff just said they are killing the market with the knockoff bullshit. And that's exactly what they're doing, guys. I mean, and they do it very well. They do it in a way where, they put these cool things on these packages. If they're not doing fake ones from real packages, if they're not faking real packages, then they'll put, if they're making their own little brand or whatever the hell, they're making a whole new bull crap. They're putting little characters on it. They're putting like small graphics on it that look cool, that look like appealing and colorful, and people just are like they gravitate towards it. Right? They're doing the marketing side well, is what I'm trying to say. They're moving them very well out here. That's the least I can say about that. The marketing wise, I mean, these guys are geniuses. But ethically wise, these guys are horrible, right? I mean, the ethics of it, it's hard. It's hard to agree with these guys ethically, right? I mean, they're doing the wrong thing. They're doing the complete wrong thing. And it would be awesome to have these type of people that have that type of creativity in the real cannabis game, because maybe they can come up with some real cool logos for a real brand in the recreational market. And instead they're fucking with, people that might want to smoke weed for the first time and, giving them stuff that they know is not real. And that's where it gets a little bit scary, guys. Is a lot of these guys do know that these cars are not real. I have a lot of, I'll call them acquaintances because they're not really friends, but I have a lot of people that I have known in the past, because I don't keep in contact with people like these because I feel like it's so weird to do this. That will go to the dispensary and get their own cartridges and stuff like that, but they'll go and get the stuff off the street that they're selling to their customers. So they'll have loyal customers, right? They're selling these carts on the street, and they'll sell them the stuff on the street to go and get themselves their own cartridges from the dispensary, like myself. And they'll buy they'll buy the fake carts to give them to other people to sell them for 4 times, 5 times the amount. And they'll take the people that gave them all that money, their trusted, loyal customers' monies, and they'll go ahead and take that to the dispensaries, and they'll get their real weed. And I have no respect for that, guys. A lot of people are doing this right now as we speak. Some people are selling stuff on the street just to go and take that money that you gave them for that street stuff and take it to the dispensary and get themselves some real stuff, because they know it's not good for you. I can't see whatever. Man, I can't see whatever Piff just said right there. Okay, it's starting to feel like they're trying to eradicate the real plant. Yes, it is starting to feel like they're trying to eradicate the real plant, bro. I actually like that little live thing right there where you can see it on stage. I didn't know I have to do that, so I'll keep all your comments on stage, guys. So yeah, whoever comments next, I mean, it'll keep going. I'm assuming. If not, I'll keep doing that because I like seeing them like that. But yeah, guys, just to let you guys know that, I mean, here's this person right here in my chat. It's starting to feel like they're trying to eradicate the real plant, and if that's not the truth, then I don't know what is, right? Like, we're getting further and further away from the real cannabis plant, right? We're getting further and further away from the naturalness of it, from the real plant material that is supposed to be used as a I mean, since the beginning of time, since people started using this crap, they've been using it as mostly medicinal. You know, it's a medicinal plant. It's a medicinal herb. That's what they use it as, right? And we're just straying away more and more from that every day, and it just kind of feels so weird to say it like that, but it's happening all the time. Happening all the time, yo. So yeah, Piff, right on the money with that one, brother. To be honest. But yeah, guys, let me know if you guys can hear me pretty well. If not, I'll put on some headphones or something for you guys. But yeah, I'll probably be rocking out for about another hour, maybe another 30 minutes. I don't know. But yeah, I want to be here for a little while just to, continue talking about this because whoever knew, happens to stumble upon this video or live later on that I posted or when I'm done with it, um, it'll be worth it for me, for anybody new, and especially you guys that already like me and are rocking with the channel. It'll be amazing for anybody and everybody to know the opinions that I have on it and the facts that I've been able to go ahead and accumulate over time with my research of this kind of stuff, because it is imperative that people know it. Syntax said triploids aim to stop people from breeding companies' genetics. Triploids, okay, aim to stop people from breeding companies' genetics. Yeah. That would be good, guys. It would be good to go back towards real genetics from real growers that know what's going on, and warehouse type genetics. All these genetics in those warehouses. Right? That's what they're getting the stuff to end up putting it in the dispensaries, right? There's cultivations that have warehouses full of weed, but it's just, rundown genetics, like Syntax just ended up saying, right? It's just kind of a little bit rundown. It's not the best genetics. You can get stronger stuff on the street from real growers that have been doing it for years and years. You good? I can hear you fine. I appreciate that. I appreciate somebody giving me some feedback on there. But yeah, guys, for all I know, right, I have people all over the place that are all the time consuming on this kind of stuff, on these type of carts, right, whether they're real or not. So that's why it's so the convenience to it, right? That's in the title. The convenience of this stuff is getting dangerous, guys, because they're starting to realize that people like these more than going ahead and smoking a joint and having it all over their fingers and having it in their breath and stuff, and out in public and stuff like that, right? You'll take these out, or maybe even if you want to keep the asset of your home or your apartment or wherever the hell you live, right? You're not going to smoke in there. So, right, just to keep everything in good shape. And so at the end of the day, because of that, I think we should go ahead and start realizing that these are getting more and more dangerous. These are getting more and more faked by the day, and people are starting to focus more on the spray packs nowadays. And we need to keep talking about the root of these that are getting infiltrated on the street every day, guys, every day. So that's why I went to Cali Connection for the old school. Cali Connection. Shout out to Cali Connection, guys. I think 702 Exotic also has some stuff from Cali Connection, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, Cali Connection, guys. You see, just go ahead and get stuff from people that you like the weed from, that you say, oh my goodness, this genetic's awesome. I have something that I might want to cross this with to make something incredibly, something incredible or something new that I think might be incredible, right? And that's the whole thing that the weed game was back in the day. Is like, let's make weed better, right? And now it's just, let's make weed stronger. That's what a lot of people want to do now. It's just, let's make weed stronger and stronger. And, that doesn't always mean the best genetics. That means running down certain genetics to get stronger other genetics, right? So like we were talking about the other day with the sativas, how they're getting run down all the time. All the time, these sativas are getting run down to make indicas, right? To make these counterparts. these new genetics that are now stronger, because again, they're going towards the stronger stuff. They wanna affect the market in a way that people can appreciate it, right? And people appreciate strong weed, but at what cost, right? At what cost? Losing other genetics that we're never going to have again. It makes no sense to me. If to me, I think we should start, and I think it'll happen pretty soon. I think there might be some already. And I think that's what a geneticist is really. So there is. There are going to be people that are, going to be truly, like some people in the comments right now, like 702 that I know, like a lot of people that are already doing it. There's going to be people that are trying to conserve genetics from the marijuana plant. I already see that coming. And, there are going to be certain people that, yeah, they're going to want to continue mixing and making new stuff, but at the same time, keeping the same stuff, right? Keeping the stuff that they got those genetics from to be able to make the new stuff, right? Because it's imperative that we keep these old school strains, like Piff said, on hand and on deck so that we're able to continue to mix these weeds and make stuff with different weeds, with those old strains and stuff like that. And just to be able to have those old strains still, right? Not to lose them, right? Because that's basically like a genetic going extinct. And it makes no sense to go ahead and let that happen, right? Especially if we can avoid it. If we can avoid getting the genetic going extinct, then it makes no sense to go ahead and do anything otherwise. Syntax said, I breed every year. 8 cultivators get hit with 1 male outdoors, 1 branch per plant. Yes, sir. I breed every year. 8 cultivars get with 1 male outdoors. Get hit with 1 male outdoors, 1 branch per plant. Okay. I read that shit so weird the first time. Sorry, guys. But no, yeah. See, like, guys like Syntax, he's out here saying, like, guys, I want to keep certain. He's basically telling you guys right there, and I know Syntax does, if I remember correctly, Syntax, you do grow some sativas, right? And there he is trying to keep the sativa plant alive, guys. That sativa genetic, right? A lot of the sativa genetics is getting run down so bad nowadays. And here's somebody right now that, whether or not it is sativa, I think he does though. He does it for the love of the game, right? He does it for the love of keeping these genetics alive, right? And keeping it alive and around for the next generation of this cannabis community, right? Because that's just how it works, guys. It's just going to keep going from generation to generation. That's how everything works. He says, I grow everything, LOL. You see, that's amazing. He's trying to keep everything intact, guys. He's trying to keep not only the indicas, but the hybrids and the indicas and the sativas all what they're supposed to be. And I'm sure he mixes and has his own strains and stuff. I think he does, if I remember correctly. But Syntax is doing it right. He's still trying to conserve certain genetics to make sure that we don't lose these genetics in the future and end up with none of them, right? Because that would be heartbreaking, right? Just knowing one day, damn, there's no more OG. Wouldn't that be crazy, guys? Just waking up. I mean, I know it's not one of the strains that are getting lost, right? The OGs is always going to be around, but right now, because that's where the market is. Now that I think about it, right now the OGs are still alive. But what if one day people are like, well, I don't want OG anymore, and they just start hybridizing, and the genetics are gone? That would be heartbreaking to some of the people out here that love OGs, or some of the people out here that love their own strains. And strains, this happening to strains all the time, guys. I keep adding to the line. I like F1s. Boom. He likes F1s, guys. And that's the best thing, man. You see? He just keeps adding to the line, guys. He makes new stuff, which is amazing. But I'm sure he still conserves certain things, right? Which is amazing. And yeah, he likes to keep the genetics going. He likes to make new stuff, and he likes to keep the genetics going. And that's what we like to hear, man. That's what we love to hear, Syntax. I appreciate you for that. Like Dress How times Wi-Fi times Dostido times Moonbow. Added freak to it. Added the freak show to it. Okay. All right, brother. Yes, sir. Oh, he says scrap. Typo. I think he might be writing the new one up right now. But no. Either way, this guy, Syntax, he knows what he's doing. Piff, you know what you're doing. A lot of the people in here that are growers, you guys know what you're doing. And I'm glad that I have you guys in here to be able to go ahead and give you guys input, because A lot of the people, when I say this type of stuff, some people think I'm a little bit crazy. They're like, man, like maybe this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Like, what does he mean sativas are going on? Like, I see sativas all the time in the dispensary. Yeah, but guys, what I'm trying to say is they're not as strong as they used to be. They're not true sativas anymore. You won't find 100% sativa anymore, which is kind of upsetting, right? For those people that love sativas. I'm not even a sativa smoker, but I'm still upset for those people that like sativas. Because you have no more 100% sativas anymore, guys. It's been so hybridized that the most you'll find with a sativa base is maybe like 95 to 97%. And that's like the super highest. You won't find any more true 100% sativa genetics anymore. It doesn't exist, guys. It's been out of the game for years and years now. And they're trying to, and I know some geneticists are trying to go ahead and revert back to those sativa genes by mixing sativas together. But it's horrible because the sativas, again, from what I was talking about earlier, because we want stronger and stronger weed, the sativas are going out the window. And it's a hard thing to hear. But yeah, back to the carts, man. And that's another thing. I guess that also. I mean, not guess. I know that also affects the carts, right? To anybody that likes sativa, that likes the uppers, that likes to stay up, that likes to smoke when they're on break and stuff, and be able to still manage to function at work. And this is most of the stuff that you're smoking. You won't be able to have any more sativa cartridges if we don't have any more sativa strains. It's just how it works, guys. Can't make any sativa cartridges without sativa strains. So that's why we have people like this in this chat, and people all around the world, I hope, that are continuing to go with legacies of certain strains and genetics to make sure that they stay strong and stay alive, so that people can go ahead and express themselves in a certain way where they can smoke their little sativas inside these cartridges, man. Oh, Pineapple Express, one of my faves, or Zamdelica Express, etc. Yes, sir. Pineapple Express, a hybrid that's mostly sativa. It's mostly sativa, to be honest. It's pretty sativa. So yeah, it's a sativa. So yeah, Pineapple Express, one of my favorites too, brother. I'm not a sativa smoker, but I love Pineapple Express. I love me some Pineapple Express. It's amazing. I remember the original Pineapple Express, what it smelled like, and that funk to it, and that nose to it. It was amazing, guys. I don't know if you guys remember that original Pineapple Express back in the day. It was amazing, guys. Amazing stuff. Some amazing runs by some amazing growers back in the day. So yeah, I mean, all you could do is love something like Pineapple Express. The Pineapple Express Blue Dream is super loved by everybody in the community. Blue Dream, a lot of people love Blue Dream. Some people's very first strains trying out was Blue Dream, Pineapple Express, stuff like that. And it would be hard to hear one day, oh yeah, Northern Lights, or yeah, Blue Dream is no longer a thing, or yeah, Pineapple Express, no longer a thing. Makes no sense to do that, right? Let's keep those strains around. Let's keep those alive for the next generation. I've got rotten pineapples going outside. She's weird looking. That sounds amazing though, dude. And she's weird looking. I like the weird looking ones, right? I mean, you get a little bit of some new genetic, get some different traits in there. That's awesome. That means you're gonna get some good weed out of there. Because that's how weed is, man. Not every weed looks the fucking same. It's supposed to look different, right? And Syntax knows this. So to Syntax, shout out to you, brother. You're the man for that, man. I'm glad that you're over here growing your stuff and making sure that you get some new strains, and also making sure that you keep some strains around, keep some genetics around. And that's amazing, guys. That's amazing to hear. Syntax is steady in the chat. The weird ones always explode. Oh, explode probably he meant. Yeah, the weird ones always explode. Yeah, you're going to get some nuggets out of there, brother. You're going to get some nuggets out of there is what I think. Yeah, and obviously you think so too, so hell yeah, man. You're going to get some good stuff out of there, man. Piff and everybody else that's in here, man. I appreciate you guys for being still in here. All you guys that are still in here, man. Drop a comment right now just to let me know you guys are still here. I just want to see that you guys are still here. Whoever's still here, just drop a comment, man. Because it's awesome to have people here and supporting me and liking my videos and, just always being around with me, especially on these lives, man. Without anybody, it would feel kind of lonely. So, it's awesome to have some feedback, some comments and stuff. But yeah, guys, like Syntax is the man for continuing to stay in the chat And you know, I love talking to people on my lives, y'all. So yeah, um, the lives is going to continue going. I'm going to go ahead and continue doing lives, dude. And I'm not done yet. I know I'm close to 50 minutes here. I'm close to an hour. I'll probably do another 30 minutes. I'll probably do a little more than that, maybe. You know, because I do want to continue talking about this product. I mean, yeah, well, technically, yeah, this product, the vaporized products, you know, inside the streets, and what they're putting inside these products, right? What they're putting inside these the stuff that people are getting on the street. Yes, sir. Love to you, man. Love. Yes, sir. But yeah, man, I just love how, you know, people are always going to be in here supporting, and I'll definitely, for those people that support me, and even some people that aren't here that I know still support me, I'm always going to be steady in your guys' chats, steady in your guys' lives whenever I get the chance, and always liking your videos, every single one, because I have all your guys' notifications on. I mean, I just love the community, guys. I love talking to you guys. I love getting the feedback. I love getting educated. I love all this, right? And it's not one of those things where it's a love hate relationship. I just love everything about it, you know? I just love being able to get educated. I love being able to see the good things, the bad things, and you know, it's all just educational, which it gives us a higher end on things, right? It gives you the what people would consider, right, the high ground, right? So you know your stuff, and you know you're able to stay away from certain things that you might not want. Gotta let the dog out. I'll be back. Yes, sir. Syntax, you do what you gotta do, man. I appreciate you for being here for as long as you have, man. You're awesome. But yeah, guys. Yeah, I'm over here still talking about these cars. So we're gonna go ahead and get back into these cars actually. Since we've been off topic for about 10 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. That's not been that long. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, guys, we're talking about these street cars because I want everybody to be acknowledged. Because I know that a lot of people don't smoke weed. I know a lot of people don't smoke dabs, but a lot of people that don't do those, I know a lot of people smoke these still, right? If you're in the weed community, you've probably smoked one of these before. And if you're not in the weed community and you just smoke weed, you know, every once in a while, you know, you're not true connoisseur, you don't consider yourself that, it doesn't matter, right? You probably still smoked one of these before. And it's just better to keep yourself informed than to be sorry later, right? Just keep yourself informed, guys. That's what I want to keep everybody's and keeping everybody's mind is, you know, when it comes to stuff like this, go ahead and grab it. Look, I have no pro, I have no problem showing you guys. I got this here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm in a recreational state in my own home. So look, it tells you the LLC, all the terpenes. It tells you everything that has to do with, you know, the legal sides of it to make sure that you know that it's from a legal place. It even has, you know, the little QR, the bar, you know, the scan code and all that stuff. It has this scratch thing, so you can go ahead and you'll scratch. If you scratch that off, you can scratch that off and get the QR code, right? You get the QR code, it'll send you right to the website from Stizzy, right? And that's just the kind of stuff that you'd want to see inside of a cart, right? You want to see that kind of stuff because if not, you'd probably have some. You should have some questions. If you don't, you should have some questions. If you see a cart that doesn't have all of these things, such as keep out of the reach of children, how much cannabis it contains, what terpenes it contains, what cannabinoids it contains, the production run number, the date it was packaged on, the date it was produced on. All this stuff is going to be in all dispensary carts. So if you don't see this kind of stuff, most likely it's a fake cart, guys. And if you're getting them from the street, 95% of those are fake. So yeah, just make sure that, you know, whoever, you know, you are, wherever you are, make sure that you guys are in a good position, putting you guys in a good position to succeed, to not be in a in a health problem. And don't risk yourself over some marijuana, guys, especially not the vaporized forms of it. Come on, it makes no sense. Go to your dispensaries. You know, I know a lot of people hate having to pay the government for their damn weed, right? I mean, go to your dispensaries though, guys, because um, it's not really the government. It's just the taxes that you're paying to the government, I guess. But the weed itself is being produced by certain cultivations that are doing the things the right way. That are getting these things lab tested before you go ahead and consume it. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, That's just what it is, guys. At the end of the day, you just want to be a little bit more informed. You just want to be a little bit more out there with the fact that yes, I should be smoking on stuff that I know has been lab tested, that I know doesn't have as much bull crap in there, right? Certain states, they do lab test, and a state like I'll call out California real quick. California, guys, they allow 0.006 of each uh, as long as it has under 0.006 of each pesticide that they're testing for, it technically passed their lab tests, which shouldn't be, right? I don't think they should allow any of it. I think it should be undetectable, non-detectable, like in Nevada or Colorado. That's another really good state that has their weed as non-detectable when it goes through that lab test to make sure that all those pesticides, that there's none in there, right? There should be no residuals of any of these pesticides in there, because at the end of the day, these pesticides turn into, you know, when inhaled out of these, you know, e cigarettes or whatever you want to call them, right? At the end of the day, you know, they have to get vaporized, so you're gonna be smoking on that, and it's not good for you, right? It's horrible for you, as a matter of fact. It's super bad for you. So yeah, uh, yeah, the scratchable. I don't know if you guys are like kind of wondering about it, but I didn't even scratch it for you guys. The scratchable code is this one right here on the Stizzy, guys. And just to show you that I'm not fucking around, and this isn't no street shit, and I'm not smoking on stuff. I'm not preaching, you know, stuff that I'm not living on. Here's the scratch code, guys. I'm going ahead. I'm scratching it off. You see me in real time. We're on a live, and there's the code there. And now I can grab my phone and I can go ahead and scan this. And I'll go ahead and do that actually, because I'm not on my phone right now. I can go ahead and scan this right here, right? Get it away from the camera a little bit. I'll scan it, and there it is. I just scanned it, guys, and look, there it is. Verify Stizzy. It's gonna go to verifystizzy.com. I'm gonna put in my serial code, because that's the serial code. I don't know if you guys can see it. That's the serial code it gave me. You guys can't see shit, yes. Looks pretty crappy. There it is. There's a verifying code that it's going to give me. I verify it with them to make sure that it's all good, which I know that it should be all good because I got it from the dispensary. And I submit it. And yeah, it says right there at the bottom, your product is authentic. Enjoy. So yeah, that's the kind of steps that you guys would want to take. And now it says go back to stizzy.com, and it'll take you right back to the actual site. This is the real Stizzy site, guys. There it is, stizzy.com. That's the kind of stuff that you guys would want to see on your cartridges, right? To make sure that you're smoking on real regulated stuff, to make sure that you're not smoking on stuff that is bad for you, right? To make sure that, you know, because a lot of those carts on the street, they'll have those QR codes, guys, right? But I've had some of my homies. I have, again, you know, you have friends and stuff that you might know that, you know, even some people in these comment sections right now might have friends that, you know, that smoke on these vaporizers on the street. Have them do those QR codes, guys, and most of the time it'll take them to Fugazi or fake websites, or sometimes it'll say error. It'll even say, hey, there's not even a website for this QR code. This QR code is fake. Like, there's nothing behind that QR code, and that's concerning, right? Because you want to see if there's a QR code. Obviously, this is to be able to confirm that your stuff is real. And again, they have QR codes on the ones on the street. Go ahead and scan those, guys. If you feel like, man, I need to scan this crap, scan them, dude. Me, I don't feel like I have to scan it. I did it for you guys, because I wanted to show that, again, I'm not preaching something that I'm not doing myself, right? I'm smoking only from the dispensary, guys, just because I want to make sure that I'm smoking on stuff that is regulated, that is not infiltrated with certain things. And this is when it comes to the cartridges, it just makes no sense to be anything other than going to the dispensary. It makes no sense to go ahead and grab stuff off the street, because like I just showed you guys, there was the verifying code that I did for you guys and everything. I mean, I just verified my cart right in front of you guys, right? Verified your product is authentic and enjoy it. And then it tells you to go back to stizzy.com, and you can go ahead and do that. and it actually takes me to the realstizzy.com, guys. I'll go ahead and show that better. Takes me to the real fucking website, right? And this type of stuff that you would want to see on there. You want to see those good signs, right? Versus, let's say you get one off the street. Most likely, what you're gonna see is an error, or it go to a fake website, a website that has nothing to do with the cart that you're smoking on. Which I've seen plenty of homies do it. I'll tell homies, I'll be like, man, I don't want to, sometimes they feel disrespected a little bit, but I'll tell them straight up, like, hey, man, I can't smoke on that if they have cartridges from the street. Because I know what real recreational brands, especially out here in Nevada, I know what they all are. I really do. Like, I've been to the dispensary so many times that, like, if there's a new brand, I'll ask about it so I'm able to know about it. And then, so I'm educated about it. So if I hit the street and I see one of my homies with that, I'm like, oh yeah, I've seen that. That's a new cart. Awesome. I'll hit that because I know it's from the dispensary, especially with my friends that I know that go to the dispensaries. But with the guys that I know that hit their street stuff, I've even asked some of my friends and stuff like that, and some family, hey, go ahead and do that QR code on that cart that you just got off the street and see where it gets you. Because some of those have QR codes. Yeah, they've said error. They've said they've taken them to other websites, the websites that have nothing to do with the brand of the cart that they're smoking on, right? And that's all just a telltale sign that, man, you're not smoking on something that's regulated. You're not smoking on something that's real, right? Anybody could have made that cart at that point. Is what I'm trying to say. Right, with gloves on, without, whatever terpenes they want to throw in there, they could throw in there. And it's a sad thing. It's a sad thing to see, guys. I mean, you don't. That's the thing that you would want to see the least, right? Is one of your friends is consuming on something and then telling you later on, hey, I feel funny, man. I don't feel like this is weed, right? And not giving them this information beforehand. That would make you feel almost responsible for it. So that's why I want to let everybody know my thoughts on these and where to get them from. And my thoughts on these is that they are very dangerous. But my thoughts on where to get them from to not be dangerous is always dispensaries. Go to a licensed dispensary, because there are some pop-up dispensary guys that are fake. You got to keep that in mind as well. Make sure you look up the dispensary that you're going to, and make sure that it's a licensed dispensary in the state that you are in the recreational Prop 64 state that you are in. Make sure that it is a licensed dispensary. So yeah, I mean, that's what I do every time. I do that every time. I've never had a bad experience with the cart, and I have never smoked on a street cart after I have gotten the education on why I shouldn't be smoking on those. And I'll be honest, you guys just heard what I said right now. I used to, obviously. These were consumed by me all the time as a kid, right? I mean, I was basically, I'm not going to say a kid, so I wasn't a kid, but I was a teenager. It was damn near a kid, right? I'm a teenager consuming on stuff back in the day that was irregulated, right? Until I educated myself. And that's why I want nobody else to have to deal with that, because when I was doing it, it wasn't this wave of putting all this crap in there, right? It was just like, I was getting it from trusted sources. Like, I was getting it from people that I knew and stuff like that, what I thought, until I realized, like, damn, it doesn't matter if I know these people. Like, they have no clue where they got it from, right? So you just got to be careful with that. And this is why I always now only smoke on dispensary or a grower stuff like 702 Exotic. Like 702 Exotic will always be in my lineup of smoke, man. That's my guy. Whatever he grows and he's able to give to me as a gift, as a present, I would definitely take from him, and I would definitely smoke, man, because he does it right. He does it the right way. So just make sure you're getting it from either a grower or from the dispensary, guys. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Not much details to that, but other than what I just said, right? Either grow your own or get it from a grower or get it from the dispensary. Plain and simple. But yeah, I do want to touch up on something else too. If you guys are not in a recreational state, don't risk your freedom for going ahead and buying something that's off the street either way. Go online and get some of these THCA/HHC brands, right? Those brands are also lab tested. If you go to the right ones and get the right ones, like one that I could recommend myself is Dopest Yolas, right? The dopest.com. If you go to the dopest.com, I've had his stuff plenty of times. You know, I live in a recreational state. I just wanted to try his stuff out, right? And you know, if you live in a state that's illegal, don't consume on these cards. Don't consume on this stuff that's on the street, man. Go buy it from an online THCA, you know, little store because they have to go through lab tests too. Especially the dopest. I know the dopest does lab tests, so that's why I went ahead and dropped you guys that little recommendation. But yeah, other than that, guys, all you guys that are in Prop 64 recreational states for marijuana, do not buy these products from the street, guys. This is a firm warning for anybody that's here that might watch this. Don't do it, guys. It makes no sense. It makes no sense to do it to yourself, right? It's like if somebody was selling alcohol on the street, right? And you didn't see it come from a bottle or something, right? Which you don't see where any of your cards come from. They just come in a packaging, right? You have no clue how it was made, who it was made by, and what it was made out of. You wouldn't buy that alcohol from that person off the street, right? Same thing with these cards. It shouldn't be. You shouldn't be buying these cards off of somebody off the street because, again, they could be putting in whatever they want. You don't know where they made it. You don't know what they made it out of. You don't know what they put into it, right? You have no clue about anything. So it's just staying safe, right? Same thing with pills and stuff. You don't want to go buy a pill in the street and have the you know opportunity of getting laced or something like that. That would be horrible for you as a person, right? You're gonna end up in the hospital or something. Same thing with these cartridges, guys. They're putting stuff in there that is not good for you. They're putting stuff in there that's gonna make you feel weird sometimes on the street ones. It's gonna make you feel different. It's gonna make you feel like it's not weed because it's not. A lot of times, what they're putting into these carts after they put in their BHO slash BHO inside these street cartridges, right? Which it will have some weed in there, is what I'm trying to say. It will. But after they do that, they'll cut it with whatever they cut it with to get the right viscosity slash consistency. And they'll put in their terpenes, which is way too many terpenes, non-regulated terpenes. And yeah, that's why people smoke on them. They think that they're so amazing because, oh man, it tastes awesome and it's the best thing ever. And you know, guys, no, that's not how it should be. It should be more of a known thing that's not really what's going on here. It's not really what's going on here at all, guys. You should know that what they're doing on the street is not good for you. You should know that any cart that you get on the street is most likely not going to be from the dispensary, right? Nobody's going to, again, I said this a little bit earlier, but nobody's going to go ahead and pay the tax for a dispensary cart to go ahead and sell it to you for even more tax because they probably just make a little bit of money off of you because you're not going to pay an outrageous amount of money for a cart, right? So yeah, most of your carts on the street, guys, they're going to be fake. They're going to be unregulated, unlab tested carts, which is not what we want to smoke on, guys, obviously. So yeah, go ahead and get your stuff from any trusted licensed dispensary in your Proposition 64 state, right? Do that, guys. Do that and make sure that you are safe rather than you are high, right? Because I think anybody rather be safe than high, right? Like, don't risk your life over marijuana, guys, is basically what I'm trying to get at here. Let's see if any of the comments are going off right now. No comments from anybody right now, but yeah, guys, I'm happy. I see a couple people in here, man. I'm happy that you guys have been rocking out with me. I'm gonna continue rocking out for a little bit. But yeah, guys, I mean, at the end of the day, and I'm gonna take a ripper right here, actually. 1 second. Small smoke break, guys. Right? Small smoke break. But yeah, at the end of the day, guys, what I was gonna say was at the end of the day, just make sure that you guys are educated enough to make your own proper decision. If you want to continue smoking on that street stuff, at least know what you're smoking on, guys. That's what I'm trying to get at. At least get the education to know, hey, I know it's bad for me, but I'm going to continue doing it. I would rather you guys at least know. All right. If you guys are going to continue doing it, anybody that's watching this or that is going to watch this, if you're going to continue smoking on those street carts, at least first get the education, right? Because then a lot of you guys, I'm sure, 80 to 90 to maybe even 100% of you guys would probably be like, oh no, man, that's not a very good idea to do either way, right? Because when people realized that cigarettes were bad for them, right? A lot of people went ahead and strayed away from those, right? Like, just how it works, you know? Like, you realize, oh shit, people's lungs are getting fucked up by this kind of stuff. Sure, let me stay away from it. Same thing with these street carts, guys. People's lungs are getting fucked up with this kind of stuff, and people's lungs have collapsed in the past for this kind of stuff, right? And because of that, again, we have to be safer than ever in the cannabis community, right? Because they're trying to make stuff stronger and more appealing, so it tastes better for the people out there that don't know what I'm trying to say. Which is what I brought up last time with the spray packs in my last live. The spray packs, they're just trying to make them taste better, smell better, give them better notes so that people are more attracted to them. Which in hindsight, people would be like, well, what's the bad thing about that? Well, yeah, it wouldn't be bad if terpenes weren't bad. The terpenes are bad for you. The terpenes that they're putting into these things are horrible for you, man. Same thing with these. If you're on the street, just be expecting to get terpenes off of any motherfucking nicotine device getting put into your carts if you're buying them off the street. Just remember that kind of stuff, guys. Just remember, you know, the ethics behind it, right? Because you want to still take care of yourself. So remember the ethics behind it. Yes, sir. So, yeah, guys. I mean, honestly, to be honest, all of you guys should know this by now, right? Don't smoke on any street carts. And if you guys don't know this by now, I mean, run it back, guys. Run my live back, and make sure that you guys listen to everything that I say, because I say some good stuff in this live right now. I just said some good stuff in this live to, you know, give you guys a good idea of why you shouldn't be smoking on this stuff on the street. And let me run down it as a little reviewer. First things first, right, is we have no clue who's making them, right? You have no clue who's making them on the street. You have no clue what they're putting on them on the street. So that's the second thing. You have no clue what they're cutting it with. You have no clue what they're putting in that. Third thing, some of these guys are uninformed themselves, guys. They have no clue that they're doing something harmful. They're just trying to make a quick buck off you guys, right? They're just trying to make a cartridge in their eyes and make sure that they make a quick buck and make sure you get high, right? Because you're most likely going to get high still. Fourth, you know, there's no statutory stuff to it, so it is not legal, guys. This stuff is not, you know, there's no basically rules or steps to this stuff, right? So there's no limitations to it, right? People do whatever they want to it on the street, and that's why this kind of stuff is very, very, very dangerous, right? They're very convenient, these vaporizers on the cannabis market, right? The cannabis community knows how convenient these vapes are, right? Cartridges and vape cartridges / disposables / pods are going to always be very convenient to the people that do like them. But for that same reason, everybody should know what comes with that convenience. Everybody should know the dangers that come with that convenience. Everybody should know, you know, how that convenience might harm them in the future if they're smoking on the wrong stuff, right? Because it's cool to be convenient. It's still convenient to just go and get these from the dispensary just for me, right? And I'm smoking on real stuff. I'm not having to worry about what I'm smoking on, right? It's just as convenient as the ones that you guys get on the street, guys. You can smoke these outside in your cart. You can smoke these outside, you know, anywhere. You can smoke these probably inside of a building without getting detected, because a lot of people do their vapes, that kind of stuff. And that's why a lot of people like this kind of stuff, right? The convenience of it, right? The low keyness of it, right? I understand, but also understand what you're smoking on if you're smoking on one of these from the street, right? And they are not always going to look like this. Sometimes they're 510 thread, sometimes they're another looking type of pod. But just remember, any cannabis vaporizer off of the street, 97 to 98% of them, I'd have to say, are fake, right? Maybe 1 or 2% of the people are actually going to the dispensaries to go ahead and buy and then resell from the dispensaries. I don't think anybody really doing that shit, right? That's why I say maybe 1, 2%. So yeah, I mean, just again, you guys have to be very, very careful about what you guys are consuming. I know a lot of you guys in here are growers again. You guys are doing your thing. you guys don't have to worry about it. But I hope this does reach other people so that they understand, damn, especially the people that do smoke on these type of stuff very regularly, so they understand, damn, this kid has some stuff to say that's actually very, very, very informative, right? Like I've done my research, guys, and I've done it for my sake, and I've made this channel for your guys' sake, to be honest, because I would be okay with knowing all this stuff by myself and keeping it to myself and smoking on the good stuff myself and just telling my friends and my family and people like that, right, that I know smoke. But I made this YouTube channel for people that I have no clue where they are, people that are behind screens that might be in other states, other places, other places of the world, maybe even, to let these people know, hey man, be very careful if you guys even have your hands on stuff like this, and if you guys have dispensaries wherever you are, go ahead and go to the dispensary, because statutory limitations are going to be placed upon those dispensaries / cultivations that are selling to those dispensaries. So you know that you're going to get better stuff at those dispensaries, guys. It's just how it works. It's just how it works. Right now we're at 1 hour 15 minutes right now. So we're at 1:15. I see 3 people in the live. If anybody that's in the live, go ahead and drop your name right now just to let me know you're still here. And yeah, shout out to you guys. I appreciate and love all you guys that are still here in the chat with me, vibing out, rocking out, and listening to what I've got to say about this, you know, because it means a lot to me. A lot of you guys probably already know what's going on, but, you know, just you guys being here gives me a lot of moral support. I see that number right there, that, you know, there's a couple of you guys in here, so it gives me more of a reason to talk, right? And it gives me more of a reason to talk to the people that are going to be here later on. So I appreciate you guys. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, guys, we are talking about these carts, and we're talking about why they are convenient to people and could be dangerous for that convenience, right? I mean, again, anything that's convenient could be dangerous. Anything that's dangerous could be convenient, right? I guess you could say it in that way. So yeah, just know the dangers of this convenience of these cartridges, guys, that are all on the street, which are very real, right? These dangers are very real, and people should know about them, and people should have an idea of every single thing that they're putting in their body and why it's bad for them / good for them if they want to know that, right? Same thing with food or anything else, guys. Like there's the same thing where a lot of people are doing their research on all their food that they're putting into their body, on all the candy that they're ingesting, on why they're not trying to ingest as much of it and why they're not trying to ingest as much as soda, right? And it's the same thing, right? If we're going to be smoking on, right, smoking, it's not even just ingesting stuff, you're smoking on this stuff. This is going inside and outside of your body, and specifically your lungs, right, which is not good for you. Anything smoking isn't good for you. Anything other than air for your lungs isn't good for you. But man, it could be better than worse, right? So you could be getting stuff from the dispensary versus going to the guy on the street that might sell it to you for $5 to $10 cheaper. Just to be able to keep that in your mind, right? Just to be able to keep that soothingness of peace of mind, right? You know, I think that's worth a lot. I think that's worth more than $10-15, guys. $20 that you might have to spend extra at the dispensary for a real regulated cart. Man, the peace of mind must be worth more than that, isn't it, guys? Your peace of mind that you're not smoking on something that you know now is bad. That peace of mind must be worth more, is what I assume. It is worth more to me. You know, that's why I do it. It's worth more to me to go to the dispensary and spend, you know, the taxes on it, plus whatever they charge at the dispensary, which is most likely more than whatever they're going to charge you on the street, for that peace of mind, to know that I'm smoking on real stuff, to know that I'm not smoking on stuff that could harm me or send me to the hospital. That's why I'm doing it, guys, and that's why I want to let you guys know to do it as yourself, right? Do it yourself so you guys can realize, damn, there's a true difference between what I was smoking versus what I'm smoking now. Because anybody that will go from street to dispensary will see the difference, especially when it comes to these, guys. Any cartridge form. Don't smoke vaporizers from the street, guys. Not in the cannabis community. Don't smoke weed from the street, guys, unless you know the grower, to be honest, guys. Anything on the street could be infiltrated pretty quickly nowadays. And it has been, and it'll continue to be. And it's all for the profit of the people that are selling it to you. And not to the profit of yourself that is consuming on this, right? So always just keep that in mind as well. But yeah, guys, it's awesome that that some people are still here with me. It's awesome that we've had a lot of people come in and out of the live. But yeah, guys, I mean, it's been a certain topic that I've been wanting to talk about for a while now. Because again, like I said at the beginning of the video, I do smoke a lot of these. You guys have seen these on my videos, right? Um, you guys have seen me smoke on, this kind of stuff, right? Like vaporizers and that. I do smoke that stuff. So that's why I wanted to make I wanted to make it a point to make a video about stuff like this to make sure that everybody knows what to stay away from, what to, you know, what to strive towards, or what I can recommend to them, right? Which is going to the dispensary. And that means in any form, guys. Like I'd rather you guys smoke dispensary weed any day of the week, slash vaporizers than going to the street and not knowing what you're smoking on that spray pack, or some vitamin E carts that have shitty ass pesticides in them. It just makes no sense, guys. Be safe, grow your own, and if not, go to dispensaries. You know how it is, guys. Safe than sorry. Better to be safe than sorry. But yeah, at the end of the day, guys, everybody's gonna do what they want, and I just want everybody to have the education on it so that they can make the right decision, or at least an informed decision, right? At least if you still want to continue doing this kind of stuff, guys, which I would heavily recommend against it, smoking that kind of stuff on the street. At least you guys know what you're smoking on now, right? At least you guys know the dangers that you could be possibly putting yourself in, right? The possibilities, right? Because it's just people confuse probabilities with possibilities, right? But the possibility of that happening, it's very high, right? Right? And because it's happened to so many people on the street, they have been getting these spray packs out on the East Coast. We have been seeing people get sick off of certain cartridges that are made in the street. That's been happening since 2016, right? People fucking collapse lungs and stuff off of these vape cartridges from the cannabis, cannabis vape cartridges, right? So parts. So yeah, guys. At the end of the day, you guys should just keep all that kind of stuff in mind. Keep in mind that not only I, but a whole bunch of other weed YouTubers are going to go ahead and try to stray or keep you guys straight away from that kind of stuff, and make sure you guys are smoking on the correct stuff and smoking on stuff that is regulated and smoking on stuff that is not going to do you any harm or has the possibility of doing you any harm. But yeah, I love everybody that's been out here, man. If anybody's still here, I know there's a couple people still here. Please drop your name down below, man, or drop some love, drop something down in the comments, man. I love seeing that there's still some people here. Yeah, man. I mean, again, smoking these is awesome if you're getting them from the right place, right? And smoking these could be a nightmare for some people that have gone through certain things that have put them in the hospital for smoking stuff like these, right? And it's just, at the end of the day, guys, it's just the root cause is who's making them and where are you getting them from, right? Is the cultivation making them, right? Is the cultivation that has regulatory statutes to it that have to go through lab tests before they end up going to dispensaries? Are you getting it from them, or are you getting it from somebody that's making it in their home, right? That can put whatever they want in there. And that's just the kind of stuff that we got to keep in mind, guys. I'm here just prepping for lights off. Awesome, Syntax. I appreciate you for steady being in the chats, man. You're the GOAT, man. I appreciate you. But yeah, guys, I think I'm actually probably gonna end the live somewhere around 15 minutes or something like that, maybe around 140 or something like that. But yeah, for these last maybe 20, 30 minutes, we're probably just going to be rocking out, maybe answering any questions. If you guys want to drop some questions below, we'll do that, and we'll talk about some of this cart stuff a little more. Any recommendations from some of you guys that go to dispensaries? I'll take, or I'll see what's going on. I'll see what you guys are smoking on. If you guys want to drop below what you're smoking on, drop below what you're smoking on, guys. I would love to see it. Right? Wanted to take a big rip right there. Wanted to feel it a little bit. But yeah, these cartridges, guys, just make sure, again, and I keep saying this and I keep saying this again and again, just in case somebody pulls in at a different time or something, just make sure that you guys are getting them at the right places, which what I would consider the right places, the only place would be the dispensary. Get them from the dispensary. Don't get them from no gas station. Don't get them from no plug. Don't get them from no smoke shop. They're not real, guys. They're not going to be. Right? Get them from a place that has regulations, which is a dispensary, right? Before they hit the dispensary, they have regulations. They have those cultivations that sell to the dispensaries have to go through lab tests to make sure that your stuff isn't infiltrated with certain bullshit. So just make sure that you guys are smoking on the right things, smoking on stuff that is only from the dispensary when it comes to this cartridge game, to make sure that you guys are going to be as safe as possible. That's gonna ensure that, guys. That's gonna ensure that you're gonna stay as safe as possible, right? Versus going ahead and smoking stuff off of the street, which you don't want to do. You don't want to do that, guys. But yeah, I'm gonna be out here chilling for maybe another 15-30 minutes, man. Maybe a little less. Check my phone real quick, man. See what's going on my phone. Sorry, guys, had to do a little text back. I know I'm pretty good with talking, continuing to talk through my lives. So I'm sure that was a little bit of a weird, a little bit of a weird, thing right there. I was texting a little homie back right now. A little homie, he's the same age as me. I was texting the homie back because he texted me a little bit earlier. But yeah, guys, I'm actually gonna get a beat for the channel, so that's why I was texting back. Somebody that makes beats. I have a homie that is a producer now. Basically, he makes beats, and he made some beats for me for the channel, just so I won't get flagged. If I end up wanting to play something in the background during one of my voiceovers or something when I start making other videos about certain things. Yeah, I could play the beats that he sent me in the background. So yeah, shout out to him, Lavelle. He was in the last live, guys. So yeah, shout out to Lavelle. I don't know if he has a YouTube channel. If he did, I would definitely plug it. But yeah, that's my guy. But yeah, guys, I'm out here just trying to inform everybody about, what to smoke on, what to stray away from. And when it comes to these, my recommendation, hit the dispensary, guys. Here's something that you guys know is going to be safe for you, like I keep saying. Here's something that you know is going to be the best option for you too. So you don't have to go to the dispensary and get the most expensive cart, guys. Right? They have deals at the dispensary too. It's just like any other store. So there's stuff that's going to be on sale, or stuff like that, and you get that stuff. You don't have to get the most expensive freaking stuff every time. Just to know that your stuff has been lab tested, that should get some ease to your mind, right? That should get some ease to your mind. And I want to give a huge shout out to Syntax. I don't know if any of you guys are not subscribed to Syntax. He has some videos out on weed growing and stuff like that. So Syntax, shout out to you, bro, for being out here this whole time and being steady in the chat, man. You're the only one I see like the last last hour basically on this stuff right here, on these last little comments that I've had. But yeah, man, you're the man. And if anybody's not subscribed to Syntax, go ahead and subscribe to Syntax. He is right there, and that is his profile, Syntax, just like that. You just plug that into YouTube and you'll be able to find him. But yeah, that's my guy. And yeah, guys, I think that is probably going to end the live right around here. Again, I've been saying the same stuff. I've been going around in circles a little bit. I've been saying the same stuff just in case somebody else pulls in here. Syntax just said always around. I appreciate you, brother. But yeah, again, I just wanted to make this quick live just to see, who hopped in here. And also just, this is going to go on my channel. So just, for anybody that ends up going across this in the future, I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys watch to the end. And I hope you guys appreciated my words of knowledge when it comes to this cartridge game, because I do know a lot about it since I do consume a lot of them. And in the Wii game in general, when it comes to our new generation, guys, I happen to know a lot about it. So if you guys have any questions, or if you guys like this type of content, go ahead and sub up to me at 420 Ed. So yeah, guys, I appreciate you guys for rocking out. It is at 1:30 right now, so I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. 420 Ed out, guys. We'll end this stream.